What's up, everybody? Drama here with another review, this time for Obey Me, which released on April 21st. The game was made by Error 404 Studios and published by Blowfish Studios. I do want to thank Blowfish Studios for the review copy. As always, it's great working with y'all. So, what Obey Me is an isometric brawler with comic book elements and some pseudo-religious stuff, as there are angels and demons in a holy war, right? Yeah. So, somewhat standard stuff from the story standpoint, but I think the story was entertaining. It's not groundbreaking, but it's fun. It gets the job done. It made it so I wanted to keep playing to see what happened, which is really all you're asking for in a game. What moves you forward, right? And the story is told through little vignettes, like the one we're watching here, as well as static vignettes against like a comic book page. I'm not including any of those, although they are real pretty, in my opinion. I think they're very well done, because they're kind of spoilery. This conversation, less so. So it's like, whatever. It just kind of shows you how the story moves along, right? The voice acting is solid across the board. There is one character who I really don't care for how it was played, but it's a personal preference situation. I think I get what they were going for. The game does include RPG elements and is also couch co-op playable. Drop in, drop out. So player 1 is always going to be the main character, Vanessa, the humanoid, and player 2 is the dog. It's a hellhound. You can upgrade Vanessa, again the main character's weapons, and you can upgrade Monty, who is the hellhound, his forms. He'll end up with 3 forms, and Vanessa will end up with 4 weapons, all of which can be upgraded, and there's a trophy for upgrading everything to the max. I focused on Monty. Probably wasn't the right decision based on how some of my playtime went, but you figure it out as you go, and you go with what looks cool, is kind of how I played it instead of what worked. Oops. So what you'll find out is, as you're playing, you'll realize a lot of the levels are pretty linear, and that's fine. Point A, point B, kill stuff, continue on, right? But there are little bits and bobs like this one where you're having a chance to go off script, as it were, and get collectibles. Most of the levels have some collectibles, and if you miss them, you can go back and replay any level whenever you feel like. You do lose your progress, so you lose your continue point, but if you've beaten the last level you were playing, then you're fine. You can just start back up, not a big deal. And you can get the collectibles to upgrade your health or what have you. Works out pretty well. Also allows you to upgrade or update your score, replay it again, get a better score. There is a trophy for getting an S rank on all the levels. Some of the levels, and these are the levels I really didn't care for, just as a general statement, are very trap heavy. You'll see here there's the little bush things are a trap. The orange glowing things that I'm going to blow up are traps. The flamethrowers are traps, and then the spikes are traps. Pretty intricate. I just didn't care for them. And then here, I just opened a lock, and now I have to run back to get to the gate that I started at. It's in 2 times speed, and it still takes forever. It's just, there's a lot I could have done without all the trap sections. Keep some of them. There's too many, though. Combat's what's going to make or break the game for you, though. The design is well done. Lots of enemies, big enemies, variety of enemies, all that fun stuff. I did have some issues with the combat, though. I never quite figured it out. The hot switching works basically exactly how it's supposed to. Sometimes during a combo, it's a little trouble to get it to work. But what I had issues with was dodging when I wanted to, so I ended up getting hit a lot. and the trigger system. The system itself, it's great. It's real smart. It's well implemented. Just using it, I found to be difficult because you get a small little area that you have to aim while in combat. Right there, for example, that little green cone that was in front of me, I was trying to trigger an enemy. I miss at least half the time when I'm trying to use the system, which is really frustrating. And when I hit, it's normally because I stopped doing what I'm doing, which is fighting, to aim. Well, that's troublesome, right? As far as other stuff, I've run into some stuttering during the game when there's a lot of stuff on screen, which is unfortunate. And there are some glitchy trophies. I have been in contact with both Blowfish Studios and Error 404 Game Studios, and a patch is incoming. They're working on one. They didn't have an ETA, but just know it is in process. Technical issues aside, I think this is a game that's worth your time, especially if you like isometric brawlers like I do. It's an entertaining story, it's fun, and it's pretty. Ultimately, we play games to have fun. I've definitely gotten fun out of this game, and I think you will too. Give it a look. Out now again on Steam, Xbox, and PS4. This is Drama, and I'll catch you on the flip side.